the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So by reading, chanting, remembering, and discussing Lord Krishna's pastimes, we bring Krishna back in our heart, and he stays there. He's not gonna leave anywhere if we prepare that sitting place for him on the lotus of our heart. By regular reading of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the cream of the Vedic knowledge, we know that, and by grace of Srila Prabhupada, we have it beautifully translated with purports. And Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna himself, right? It's a literary incarnation. So Krishna is here. And of course, our Yuga Dharma, chanting the holy names, and it's like one goes with the other. I just read this post by Kadambakanan Maharaj on Facebook, and he says that the main cause that our chanting becomes dry, our devotional life becomes dry, is that we don't read enough. And why is, we chant our rounds, so we have a certain number of rounds, at least 16, right? Or whoever has, that's the standard that we are looking up to. But we don't have a certain, prescribed number of pages to read or time to read. It's recommended, at least an hour. Okay, I can't do an hour, so what do I do? Well, I can do a little bit. I can do, if I'm not able to be here in the class, I can listen online. Okay, if I'm not able to listen online, maybe I can listen on my own when I have time, maybe for 15 minutes, maybe for 20 minutes. It's not like, the point is to make a little effort. So we are comfortable at this level. When we make a little effort, that's when we grow. And little by little, we develop the taste. And then our chanting, our japa becomes so juicy. And then we feel the urge to talk about this, to talk about Krishna with others, and share and go preach, and like all of that is like spilling over. So we are very fortunate. We're unfortunate that we are still here in Kali Yuga, in the material world, suffering, birth, death, old age, disease, this body, that body. Oh, my mind is like killing me. But we are also so very fortunate that we have Srimad Bhagavatam, we have spiritual master, we have our deities, we have each other, we have service. So let's focus on that. So Krishna disappears, but only to increase our urge to see him, to have him in our heart. So I'm going to stop here. Thank you very much for your attention, and please, any comments, questions, corrections, any thoughts?
Hare Krishna, thank you very much. I just wanted to add on to some of the last points you were making. I particularly was appreciating the point you were making about just making an effort to hear more and read stuff. I was reading in the Bhagavatam, and Srila Prabhupada said that if for some reason or other, so many things come up in the course of executing everything we need to in this world, if for some reason you're not able to vibrate pastimes of Krishna or, different literature, Krishna Katha, but in your heart you really want to, then you get the same benefit as if you actually vibrated them. He said, of course, we should actually vibrate them as much as possible, but if for some reason you are unable to do so, but you really, that's where your heart is, then you still get the same benefit. And I thought that was very encouraging.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Wonderful. If we have this urge, this desire, but somehow we can't, that desire and that urge is just as good as, that's what you're saying, right? We should want to actually vibrate, but it comes from the sincere desire, and that desire is Krishna recognizes that. Wow, thank you so much.
At the same time, it shouldn't be an excuse, right?
Exactly.
Right, because
I know.
You should actually vibrate them, but if, sometimes
yes,
you just can't.
It's like if you have that desire, you're going to do it somehow, you will. You can't fake the desire. Okay, I'm going to just have desire and I'm not going to do it. But when you have that sincere desire, you do it anyways. It comes with it, it's natural.
Yeah, I actually find it's interesting because I caught the same point and the last point I really like, so thank you for that. When we make effort, we grow. I was, in the beginning we were talking about the omens. Did your Maharaj elaborate it more? I've been like intrigued with the omens, and I was even looking for a book. There's a lot of in Vedic culture, even in any folk, what's the word, folk culture. People have, now it's kind of not that anymore, but there were always omens. I don't know if this works. Did your Guru Maharaj by chance say?
I don't think so. He was more focusing on the residents and the questions and.
Because there was quite a few of those omens.
Oh yeah.
They were like horrors. And
Yeah, very scary.
There's something behind it, or it's lost almost. I was just curious.
I just wanted to ask in regards to these omens, what is the difference between, or how can you tell the difference between superstition and omens?
What's superstition?
Superstitions are things like a black cat crosses your path, you're in bad luck, or you go under a ladder, you break it.
But that's an omen.
They're omens too.
I don't know actually. That's why
Is it the same or not? Anybody has anything on that?
Shastra, superstition is what's the, where's that knowledge coming from? Whereas we had actually particular omens in Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada explains, this is a bad omen, this is an omen. Tells very clearly Srimad Bhagavatam and in Prabhupada's purports what are omens. But then, there's just then you're talking about folklore and hearsay, and if you walk under a ladder, then you're going to have so many years of bad luck or something like that. But where's that? If you go underneath a ladder, then you have I don't know, 7 years of bad luck or something. But where's that come from? I know anywhere I've heard that in my life, I would not take as an authoritative source of knowledge, that's for sure. That was just my comment.
At the same time, Yudhishthira was inquiring about all these omens. I'm sure we need to distinguish, but I know that some devotees, very well advanced devotees, they are very careful and they see a lot of, certain, they have ability to see. I don't know if they're omens, but certain signs.
They come from Shastra, though.
Right. But sometimes it's also.
Okay, so just for our online listeners, so the difference between superstition and an omen. So Pranata Karuna Prabhu was saying that the source of omens, like any source of any knowledge, is Shastra. There are different Shastras and it's described there. So of course, over the duration of time, things got distorted. And basically superstition is something that we kind of believe in it, but we don't really know where it came from, what it means, or if it's actually true. It's kind of let me just kind of not walk under the ladder, just in case. But what's the reason behind it? And it just reminds me of that story with the cat. At some point there was a wedding, and like a cat just kind of came by and just was walking in front of the procession or something, and then somebody thought, oh, that's part of the tradition to have a cat, in front of the whatever. So then later somebody else, they started doing it. So they thought that the cat is actually, supposed to be there, while it was just an accident. So, superstition, like we do something or we believe in something, but who knows, where it came from, was it real or not? So we always want to.
I just remember one example which Prabhupada was related to Prabhupada's life, that we shouldn't travel. I think it falls into the category of those omens. We shouldn't travel Thursday afternoon. So when he had to travel Thursday afternoon, he put the suitcases out of the door before noon. So he started his journey before. So, there are things like that. And I know when we started 1 hour journey Thursday afternoon, sure enough, it broke down. The car broke down. So there are things like that. And if we know, why, not to overly focus on them, but, or whatever, And it's, I don't think this works.
It does.
Yeah, I just want to add, it's like, if something's good, why not do it?
Yeah.
When something's auspicious. But at the same time, Prabhupada emphasizes how bhakti and direct devotional service transcends all these different considerations. Because in different shastras, you might, you have like varnashram, and then you have like daivi varnashram. You have like the material level considerations of the Vedas, and then you have like, just different breakdowns of auspicious and inauspicious behaviors and how to fine-tune your consciousness in so many ways. The kinds of things that like smart brahmanas are into, how to, you don't, if you touch below your waist, then you gotta rinse your hand. If you just do this, then you should rinse your hand because this is considered muji from the belly button down. Things like that. And in those sections there are so many things, and some things, I've seen like different sannyasis practice and some sannyasis don't practice. So then it also kind of boils down to like mood and consciousness in which we do them, and ultimately, how, our focus is devotional service, but it's like why we shouldn't, if we're capable, why reject doing a favorable thing for devotional service? But it's not like if you don't do it, then you can't, progress and go back to Krishna.
Any other comments, additions, questions? I think it was a great discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Srimad Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Guru Maharaj ki jai.